The new Ferrari SF-25 has finally hit the track, and through images we can observe the actual innovations compared to the SF-24. Lewis Hamilton's first Ferrari has finally come to light, and with it, the anticipation grows to see it compete on track against Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes. The new Ferrari single-seater, developed under the close scrutiny of Technical Director Loic Serra, who joined mid-2024, and Ferrari team principal Frederic Vasseur, is ready to fight for both Formula One titles in the 2025 championship. With expectations rising and the drivers highly motivated, let's explore the innovations aboard the Ferrari SF-25 compared to last year's SF-24, which came very close to winning the constructors' title. The single-seater driven by Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc has undergone a radical transformation, particularly from a technical standpoint. Project 677, called upon to compete for the World Championship, has chosen to revolutionize its front suspension concept by adopting the pull rod system. The setup is now a double pull rod, with the front featuring a carefully arranged arm configuration. The upper wishbone does not adopt an extreme anti-dive setup like McLaren and Red Bull, but takes a slightly more conservative approach. The reasons behind this technical choice could vary and be linked to both aerodynamics and mechanics. The new configuration and positioning of the various arms allow for an airflow channel towards the undercut and the new radiator inlets. The central section of the single-seater has been significantly refined, appearing more tapered and sinuous compared to the SF-24. Starting from the inlet, the SF-25 car now has a more pronounced upper lip to better separate the airflow directed towards the undercut from that flowing above the side pods. The upper lip is now highly refined, featuring a mirror housing with a double shell for micro-aerodynamic purposes. In this area, the Ferrari technicians and engineers have also added a micro-aero detail that generates a vortex to protect the airflow passing over the side pod ramp. The rear section of the SF-25 has undergone numerous modifications, with extensive optimization and refinement of the mechanics. The rear suspension, revolutionized in the 2024 Formula One season, now has an even more compact housing and a revised positioning of the arms. The reaction strut, typical of the pull rod system, has now been moved a few millimeters toward the rear. This has allowed the SF-25 to gain efficiency and improve airflow cleanliness in that area. A less visible but still significant innovation on the SF-25 is the new arrangement of the side pods in relation to the car's floor. The floor has been extended by a few millimeters along with the wheelbase, confirming the information which has recently been reported by the Italian media. With more maneuvering space, the Maranello team has been able to refine the 3D geometry of the floor and its ability to generate downforce at both low and high speeds. Additionally, a longer wheelbase provides greater stability in medium to high-speed long-radius corners. The side pods are now shorter and more compact to create more space for the power unit's radiators and all auxiliary systems, such as hydraulics. To maintain efficiency and, most importantly, reliability, Enrico Gualtieri's power unit department has relocated some cooling elements to the engine cover. This change is visible through the new shape of the cover, which is now more extended and features a smaller fin compared to the SF-24. The relocation of components is also justified by the presence of some vents at the rear of the engine cover and near the driver's race number. Expectations for Ferrari are high at the start of this racing season. All team leaders express great confidence in Project 677, the initiative that could return the prancing horse to the top of Formula One, where it has been absent for nearly 20 years. With two drivers of the caliber of Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, nothing less than a full championship fight is expected. However, the competition is fierce and more aggressive than ever. To be fully prepared, Maranello has already been firing up the engines. Charles Leclerc took to the track with the new SF-25 in the morning before handing over the seat to Lewis Hamilton in the afternoon. After Technical Director Loic Serra confirmed a 99% revolution, it was now Enrico Gualtieri's turn to speak as head of the power unit department. He stated that the moment marked the culmination of weeks of hard work and passion, and the team was ready to begin the new season with great enthusiasm. The Italian engineer explained that the 2025 power unit had been developed under regulations that had been frozen since 2022, but their commitment to extracting the maximum potential from every component remained unchanged. Enrico Gualtieri emphasized that they had worked intensively on all control strategies and procedures to ensure that every component could perform at its best on every circuit and in every event. The head of the power unit department highlighted that reliability remained an absolute priority, with continued focus on preparation, quality, and consistency of the components to perform at the highest level on track. Enrico Gualtieri acknowledged that the 2025 Formula One season presented unique challenges, but the team was ready to face them with obsessive attention to detail. He expressed confidence that the SF-25 would allow them to play their cards right in achieving their goals. February 19, 2025, will therefore remain one of the most important days in Formula One history, as Lewis Hamilton made his debut with his first Ferrari at Fiorano. A day that featured the SF-25 as the main protagonist, the new single-seater that will compete in the 2025 championship. The Ferrari SF-25 already excited fans at Fiorano yesterday with its fastest lap recorded in the morning, which, however, hides a precise motivation. The new single-seater of Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc seems to have been born under the best auspices. On a cold February morning, the Maranello team's Monegasque driver was the first to get behind the wheel of the car that, until a few weeks ago, was known as the 677. After seeing its shapes and colors unveiled last night, many flocked to Fiorano to see it live. The Italian media was present on track to closely follow the activity of the new Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, and Lewis Hamilton. It was a special day for everyone, with many fans hoping for a return to winning the Drivers' and Constructors' World titles. The SF-25 car's starting foundation seems promising, with a lot of potential to be extracted and understood due to the new front pull rod suspension, a single-seater that has undergone mechanical revolution and aerodynamic refinement. Despite the event being a simple filming day, enthusiasts, onlookers, and industry insiders kept an eye on the stopwatch to understand how fast the SF-25 was. A relatively insignificant operation, considering the car's early stage and above all the weather conditions. The recorded time saw Charles Leclerc setting a best lap of 56.0, a striking reference if we consider the track record of 55.9 held by the F-2004, but it is misleading. The SF-25 reportedly completed several fast laps, obviously far from the limit, for a very specific reason. The Italian media has learned that behind these numerous fast laps was the intention to verify the absence of bouncing on the short straight, but especially in the long and medium-speed corners of Fiorano. The Maranello-owned track is certainly not the ideal place to check this, but a combination of a soft setup and reduced ride height can help. A setup confirmed by the numerous sparks seen coming from Charles Leclerc's SF-25 in the morning. It seems that in Maranello, they have found a rather accurate correlation between the track and the simulator, allowing them to verify the presence or absence of bouncing in the newborn car. Ferrari now heads to Bahrain aware that its initial package matches the simulations and that it must accumulate many kilometers to fully understand the 677 project.